Hello and welcome to Today the News on Vanguard Life. My name is Damlola Ogunshaki and let's move straight to Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard is leading with midterm security economy improving under my watch. That's according to TINUBU. TINUBU must apologize, step aside over failures. That's coming from PDP. And Labour Party says our government would have done better. We are on track, says APC. Tinubu must change its policies. That's coming from Onai Yekon. You can see that story on page 8 of Vanguard newspaper and others on page 3. On page 19, we have Tinubu's renewed hope, a midterm assessment, unfulfilled promises, or dawn of renewed hope. And here there's a photo story with some of the things that the president has done in the last 2 years. Now let's move away from there to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian is leading with Tinubu insists economic reforms are working, opposition kicks. You can see that on page 6. ECOWAS at 50, Tinubu go on, others seek stronger ties amid shifting alliances, security woes. 4,169 teachers fail professional qualifying exam. Earlier, Obi decried lack of strategy to curb insecurity. You can see that on newspage 50 of the Guardian newspaper. The nation's leading story says Presidency, Finance Ministry explained borrowing plan, request for federal government, states. News page 3 as that. Leaders mark ECOWAS at 50 with hope for brighter future. Tinubu government at 2, strides have been taken, more needed. That can be seen on editorial page 69. And lastly, the Punch leading story says a May 29 speech. We are laying foundation for sustainable future, says Tinubu. President leads external reserve growth. Federal government push against bandits among economic and security gains. Tinubu's 2-year review stirs a fresh political firestorm. Midterm review. Manufacturers grabs on the energy credit burden as reforms bite. That's all on the Punch newspaper and the front pages of the dailies. Join us after the break for a quick analysis of some of this. Welcome back. If you're just joining me, this is today in the news on Vanguard Life. My name is Damlola Ogunshaki. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has outlined his achievement in office over the last 2 years, stating that he has not only improved security but also expanded the economy, with the country's external reserves increasing by almost 500% from $4 billion in 2023 to over $23 billion by the end of 2024. In a statement to celebrate his midterm in office, the president also explained why his government removed fuel subsidy and devalued the naira. The achievements claimed by Tinubu were, however, dismissed by opposition political parties, including People's Democratic Party (PDP), Labour Party (LP), and Coalition of United Political Parties (CUPP), which describes his government as the worst so far produced in the country. Tinubu said, 2 years ago, you entrusted me with the sacred responsibility to lead our nation at a time of historic challenges. Together, we have faced these headwinds with courage and determination. The economic and general situation of the country I inherited required that we redirect the country's affairs with a bold and new vision. I immediately implemented two necessary policies to stop our country from further drifting. It was apparent that if the federal government and the other two tiers of government must remain viable and cater to the citizens' welfare. We must go away with decades long fuel subsidies and corruption reading multiple foreign exchange windows. The two were no longer sustainable and have become a chokehold on our nation's neck, strangling our nation's future. While administration has implemented reforms to restore and reinvigorate our national economy and strengthen our social fabric as stronger united country, I must thank my fellow citizens for your unrelenting support and belief in the grand vision we share to uplift our nation and renew our collective hopes and aspirations. We are halfway through the journey that began 24 months ago. Today, May 29, 2025, offers our administration the opportunity to share again how far we have gone and how our progress is steering our country along the critical part of socio-economic development. Inflation has begun to ease, With rice prices and other staples declining, the oil and gas sector is recovering. Rig counts are up by 400% in 2025 compared to 2021, and over $8 billion in new investments are being committed. We have stabilized our economy and we are now better positioned for growth and prepared to withstand global stocks. He said in 2025, we remain on track with our fiscal targets. We have discontinued ways and means financing, which has been a major contributor to high and sticky inflation. Our debt position is improving, while foreign exchange revaluation pushed our debt to GDP ratio to around 53%. Our debt service to revenue ratio dropped from nearly 100% in 2022 to under 40% by 2024. Thanks to our reforms, state revenue increased by over 6 trillion naira in 2024. To promote fairness and accountability, we are establishing a tax ombudsman, an independent institution that will protect vulnerable taxpayers and ensure the system works for everyone, especially small businesses. People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, and Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, they have disagreed with TINUBU and all uh, Progressive Congress APC over the president's performance so far. While the APC said the president is on track in delivering dividends of democracy to Nigerians, the opposition parties faulted the ruling party. Citing the administration's failure to address critical national challenges, the PDP called on President Tinubu to apologize to Nigerians and outline a clear exit plan from office. The opposition party accused Tinubu of deepening the country's economic hardship, security crisis, and democratic decline during his 2 years in office. Now, Julius Abure-led Labour Party (LP) said the party would have done a better job of managing Nigeria than the APC-led administration has done within the last 2 years. National Publicity Secretary of the party, in a chat with Vanguard, said Nigerians are now in a better position to appreciate what we said before the 2023 election. Now, on its part, the Coalition of United Political Parties, a CUPP, said the 2 years of the Tinubu's administration represented the worst period in Nigeria's history since 1960. Meanwhile, APC says we are on track. They fired back and expressed confidence in the Tinubu-led administration, saying in the last 2 years, the president has set the nation on the right track. Former President Muhammadu Buhari has warned that necessary reforms and desired changes must not fall victim to nepotism domestic policy. Buhari said as the party and government celebrate, the country should be reminded that leadership was a continuous journey. There's a lot to that story, and you can get them inside the Vanguard newspaper. Now, let's move away from that. Now, no fewer than 4,169 teachers failed the Batch A professional qualifying examination conducted by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria between May 15 and 17, 2025. According to official data obtained on Wednesday, a total of 13,782 candidates registered for the examination. Of this number, 12,874 candidates, that's 93.4%, sat for the test, while 908, 6.6%, were absent. Out of those who sat the exam, 8,705 candidates, that's 67.62%, passed, while 4,169, that's 32.38%, failed. Lagos State recorded the highest pass rate at 80%, followed by Edo State with 73.3%, Niger State with 69.2%, and the Federal Capital Territory with 68.3%. The TRCN noted that the examination was hampered in some instances by limited digital skills among teachers, which affected their performances. In response, the council said it is developing measures to enhance teachers' digital literacy. These include providing curriculum guides and past examination questions online, as well as offering training in digital skills. The council also reminded candidates that the validity of the examination result for certification purpose is 1 year from the date of publication. And according to a report, the TRCN uses the PQE to assess the competence of teachers in Nigeria before they can register and work as teachers, especially in the public service. Teachers who fail the PQE and fail to register for receipt are at the risk of having their teacher's license revoked. Well, that's all we have to take this morning on the front pages of the dailies and also the analysis. Now, do want to like and follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. You can also visit our website www.vanguardnigerian.com. Have a lovely day, and it's raining out there, so take your jacket and your raincoat while moving